Movies. We all like some, and we hate others. We can all think of a certain one recently, or two. But yesterday, I went out with a few friends of mine and went to watch Alien Romulus. And at first, I'll be honest, when I first heard that it was being made, I was worried. And then I found out the director was Fede Alvarez. And for those who don't know, Fede Alvarez directed movies like Don't Breathe and the 2012 reboot of Evil Dead. And if anyone knows his work, it's he doesn't use CGI much. I can't say at all because I haven't seen the majority of his movies. And he likes to do majority of his movies practically through minifigures, prosthetics, and animatronics. And I love Alien Romulus because, well, I'm an Alien fan myself. I enjoyed Prometheus and Alien Covenant, but they weren't the same feeling. Prometheus wasn't Alien-esque, which was done by Ridley. I think that's how Ridley Scott wrote it, if I remember correctly. And Alien Covenant, it had Alien, but it didn't have the claustrophobia. And only on the third act, it had that claustrophobia, but it didn't have the darkness that aliens had. And a lot of people who've watched Alien Covenant forget that they weren't a scientific survey crew, they were colonists. So when, like, the whole neomorphs, like the white xenomorphs, that's what they're called, neomorphs, came out from the spores and that, not every day you get spores that are scientifically made to just avoid dirty air and just burrow into someone's ear or nostrils. And Prometheus, like, the characters weren't smart. Well, they were smart, but, like, there were certain scenes that made it feel like they were showing one brain cell. But overall, they all lacked something the alien and aliens had. And, like, after watching the movie, I found out that the director, Fede Alvarez, was inspired a lot by the game Alien Isolation. Anyone who hasn't played it, give that a go. Because if you play that game, and if you watch Alien Romulus, you can see on the set and visual designs, you see Alien Isolation had a lot of handwork in there. And another detail is that a lot of the soundtrack from the original Alien and original stuff for soundtracks for the movie, beautifully done together. And in this one, all the characters are just fleshed out, like written out well enough that they're not all similarly stupid, like all them. And to anyone who's watched the movie already and think that, I think his name was Bjorn, I think that's how he pronounced it. Like, he starts using a stun baton on a pod where, spoilers actually, I should say, I forgot I had spoilers. Where the xenomorph comes out in a pod, he shoves a stun baton in there. But then again, not every day you see an alien or something that's not human, and the first thing he would do is attack to ensure the safety of him and the character that was alive there as well. Like, it was sort of stupid, but he was thinking on survival mode, so I wouldn't say stupid, contradicting my thought. Like, there's things I like, and there's things I didn't like. Like, being a greedy little fan, like, I hoped and kind of wanted some characters to be more fleshed out than others. Maybe, like, extra 5 minutes runtime, but that one's minor. But, like, this is where, like, this one's a big spoiler, I want to say, because there's two androids in the movie. One is a main character, the other one I want to say is secondary to main, and he's an android and science officer on Romulus Station. It's Alien Romulus. And when we see his face, he is Ash. Looks like Ash from the original Alien. I think it might be me, but there's something I don't like, because the original actor of Ash has passed away. He's passed away a few years ago, I want to say. And, like, they brought his face back for CGI, and a person who voice acted him did beautiful work. But there's something grim about that. Then again, I think it's just me. about that I don't like. And the next thing I want to say is like, this isn't something that weirded me out or annoyed me. It was something one of my friends got weirded out by. Like this is like again another big spoiler if you haven't watched the movie. In the movie, when like at the end of the movie, third act, before things, the Romulus space station it's falling into an asteroid belt, and Rain, one of the main characters, Rain, decides to turn off the gravity to climb up the elevator shaft. And every now and then, that was shown in the beginning of the movie, there was something called a gravity purge, which every amount of minutes or amount of seconds, the gravity would turn itself back on, and it would shut itself off again to stop the ship from exploding, as one of the characters said. And one of the other characters, Andy, he grabs the ladder before it turns off, but at the same time, and he tries to reach out for Rain, but he can't reach Rain, and Rain doesn't get to a ladder in time. Gravity turns on, and she's falling, and I was on the edge of my seat the majority of this movie, and like almost on the cusp of the moment, a xenomorph grabs out and catches her and brings him back mid-level to let her grab onto a ladder. He found it weird, but then I remembered I watched a lot of these movies to look for detail, and remember when I said this movie is dark visually? I think I said that. Like in the shadows, you see a face hugger come out. And something I should add, face huggers look beautiful, and there's one more spider-like. Creeped me the hell up, but I enjoyed it. Then again, for me as a movie buff and a horror fan, I like when the directors and the team do more practical work. Because it gives more... Like, you can tell when reactions are different between, like, CGI and practical. And I'm just saying practical is the go-to in horror movies. No one can change my mind on that. And anyone who wants to introduce to body horror, that's sort of... it is a way to get introduced into it. But overall, I loved Alien Romulus. Hopefully... Well, not hopefully that they do a next one after Romulus, because I'm scared how to do that. I enjoyed it, and see you next time.